Why did you become a barber? Why do you want to become a barber? Why did you go to barber school? A lot of people jump to it now because barbering has had this resurgence here recently in the industry, and the industry has exploded with social media and TikTok, and YouTube. Now barbers are selling courses. Now barbers are moving into places that are really all over. Some are away from the chair. And, I wonder when I hear, things like that, and I'm like, man, why did they choose this path? And for me, it was about relaxing and enjoying what I do and everything like that. But if I dig deeper into it, I'm just going to say this. For me, it was never about the money. It was never about the money. Right? And what do I mean by that? Now, when I started, it was a side hustle to make money. I didn't see it as a serious venture. Okay? I didn't see it as a serious venture. It was something to get by, to keep a little money in my pocket and everything like that. But when I decided to truly go after becoming a barber, it was about having a skill that could not be taken away from me and could be passed down to my children, right? I knew at that age, well, I knew when I really started that my plan was to open a shop. My plan was to open a school. My plan was to teach the next generation of barbers, right? I knew all of that stuff. When I was in school, when I was doing I knew all of that stuff then. But you know what the biggest thing for me was above all that? I was tired of missing out on time with my family. Now, you may say, well, when you're starting out, you still got to have time. You got to work. You really got to work. And that's true. But what I could also do? I could control my schedule. So if I wanted to go to my son's game and I still wanted to work, then I blocked off my schedule for a couple hours to go to the game. I came back, I went back to work. Right? If I wanted to, go to lunch with some people that I hadn't seen in a while, or something like that, I block off my schedule for a couple hours and I go to lunch. And then I come back, I go back to work. See, people have this misconception about working for yourself and saying, all of these different types of things. Now, I held myself accountable and saying I understood. This is what I understood. I understood that if I did not go to work, I was not going to get paid. I knew that. But I also understood when I went to work, I got paid. So do I have sick time? No, I don't. But do I live in my means? And that's not saying that I live poorly. Because I do think that that's what a lot of people think. That's not saying that I live poorly. I invest in businesses and do all of the things that I want to do. Right? I built the school. The school was built out of my own pocket, and built out of somebody else's pocket. It was built out of my own pocket. And so, hear me out. Right? I did all of these things while I did all these things while working and not missing out on family time and not do and I'm a different breed of person. As much as I enjoy to sit around and hang out and all that kind of stuff, I only got so much sit around and hang out in me. Now that may be different than a whole lot of other people, but I only got so much sit around and hang out in me. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Yeah, so what is that? What you mean you only got so much sit around and listen, my family understands that like, hey, I'm going to work. But at the same time, they understand that if they have voiced that they would like me to be somewhere for something, guess what? I will be there. Whether it's a couple hours or a couple days. My son liked to wrestle. And, sometimes the tournaments that we would go to would be a couple states away. That's a couple days. But I knew in time and prepared. I prepared my clients. I prepared everybody. And they knew, hey, I'm going away for a couple days. Here it is. That's the type of freedom. And do I rip and run for everything? No, I don't. I absolutely don't. But I don't miss the important things. I don't miss the important things. I don't miss those. Not at all. So, that was my reasoning behind it. I came off of working multiple jobs and missing everything to provide for my family. I then created one business where I work a fraction of the time and I'm still able to provide for my family. Make no mistakes. Still able to provide. Still able to provide. And it took time, right? I still had a no, it wasn't even part-time. I still had a full-time job when I started my apprenticeship, right? And my logic behind it wasn't that, you're going to replace, barbering is going to replace your income right away. No, I knew that wasn't going to be officially what it is. But any moment I had away from my full-time job, I was at the shop. I still didn't miss sporting events. I still didn't miss games. I still didn't miss things with my family. But it was it was strategic. I had to be strategic about it. Just because I work for myself don't mean I don't have to work. Right? But that was truly my reasoning. I wanted to be available to go to the things that I wanted to go to. I was tired of asking someone else, hey, do you mind if I go spend time with my family? Nah. I refuse to give anybody that much control over my life ever again. Ever. Let me be clear about that. I refuse to give anybody that much control over my life ever again. I had jobs. I've been in the military. I went to military school. No. Just done. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. And all the skills that I have, all of the things that I have, no. So I got into a place where I could do something that applied all of what I needed, right? It applied to make what I needed to have happen. What skills do you have? Right? And I'm gonna tell you this truly. You're gonna have to have more skills than just cutting hair. Let's make that very, very clear. You need more skills than just being able to cut hair. You're gonna need marketing skills. You're gonna need people skills. Right? You're gonna need time management skills. You're gonna need all of these things. And all of these things I already had. So when I took it over here to the barbering world, hey, I had all of those skills. And on top of that, like, I enjoyed reading. Wait a second. I enjoy reading. Like, in my spare time, I read. I listen to audiobooks, I listen to podcasts, because I'm trying to grow. Like, this industry has this old school flair that's repopping back up, and this new school flair that's coming up, right? And yes, barbers are community based. They're here to serve the community. They're community servants. So they are. They make their money by serving the community. If you think you do anything else, it's ridiculous. That's what you do. You serve the community, and in turn, they provide you with money, with income, right? But it's a very, very personal relationship. I don't care if you got a mom and pop restaurant right there. No one in small businesses gets closer to another human being than in the beauty and barbering industry, right? You got barbers, beauticians, cosmetologists, and you can add, maybe a tattoo artist, and maybe a massage therapist, and maybe a chiropractor, right? But like, these are all very personal businesses that require a lot of other skills besides being able to do the job. Like, doing the job is the smallest fraction of what makes the business function, what makes the business go, it is the smallest function. It is what it is. I don't, But anyways, guys, like my again, like, my question to you is, why did you do this? Why did you become a barber? Why did you go to school? Why did you and you have to get beyond making money and I like to cut hair. Because, see, when you dig down deep and you really find the reasons that you're doing something, not that surface level stuff, when you really dig down deep and figure out why you're doing something, guess what? It is going to change your life forever. When you understand the why, when you understand the why behind what you are doing, and that's everything. Why are you doing this? We understand the why. Those simple questions like we talked about, like the answering those things of, that one fade away. Yeah, you're just one fade away. One fade away from achieving your wildest dreams. One fade away. Take the opportunity, sit down, figure out why, write a list of I'm doing this because of this, and write that list out. Write it out. Why you're doing this, who you're doing this for. And remember it. Remember it. Okay? Remember it. Guys, tonight is episode 103. 103. In less than 6 months, we have created almost 2 years worth of content. Tomorrow's content will be 104 episodes. If you do, like the bigger podcast, if you do 52 episodes a year, we have done that. We have done that twice. Twice. In less than 6 months. Guys, and I'll tell you, we are still working to get some clarity. We're still looking for feedback about what you guys want to hear. We're still doing all of those sorts of things. So you need to understand that. Right? But for the people who are tuning in, for my regular listeners, I appreciate you so much for what you do. This is the Band of Barbers podcast. You have joined the band. You have joined the band, and we are excited for you to be here. Now, please, 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 guys, interact with us. Let us know what's going on, what you guys are thinking, how you're feeling. Let us know everything about how you're feeling. We want to tailor this content towards you guys. We want to know what you guys think, what you guys like. What questions do you have? What questions do you have? We want to be here to answer those questions for you. The Band of Barbers podcast, the number one podcast for the band. You guys are family. You guys have joined us, and we thank you again. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.